Hi guys, happy Sunday. I wanted to come at you tonight and talk about the organizing system that I had started in the beginning over 4.5 years ago, kind of let go because life got a little bit busy, but really wanted to focus on talking to you about what has worked for me and why I've come back to it. So this is a super simple system. And before I start, just a quick disclaimer, I am not an organized person by nature. That is not who I am. There is a necessity to me to having things together. And I think for this business, and just to keep your mind straight, you need to have some things together in order to be as successful as possible, especially when it comes to trying to keep track of everything. So this is not who I am naturally, because I'm a yellow personality. I'm all over the place. So naturally, this is out of my comfort zone to put together a system and be so organized. But I will tell you, when I am not, and you guys might feel the way that I feel is overwhelmed. I feel chaotic. I feel stressed. And I kind of just stop. You guys ever feel that way where it just makes you stop? And then you just don't do anything, or you just aren't doing your IPA, your income producing activity, because it's easier to scroll through Facebook and easier to just make posts or make a video or do fun things like that. But, IPA, it's hard to sometimes, start that back up when you don't have a system that's ready to go and organized and simple. So I am going to show you guys, whoops. Come on. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys the box system. Now, this is not something that I invented or created, but a few years ago, I watched a Diamond Ambassador, Andrea Mitchell. She did a video about this and she talked about it. And again, like I said in the beginning, really great system. I got away from it, life, not consistent. And I just realized, especially recently, that I need to go back to that place because it made me feel less stressed out. It made me feel put together and that I could breathe because I had everything contained and not haphazard. I am the type of person who would have 5 notebooks and Post-it notes in my purse and on my desk, and just really, something in Messenger and just a lot of Post-it notes all over the place with information. So just instead of trying to scroll through Facebook Messenger to remember who the last person you talked to the last time, that is chaotic and it does not feel good at all. So let's stay organized, stay in the box. When we stay in the box, we focus our attention and time, and we're going to see big things happen. So, and again, this is just what works for me. It's definitely not something that you have to feel like you have to do. It is something where if you have a notebook, if you're more of an Excel grid, or you have a notebook or anything of that sort, but this box is what works for me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what this is. First of all, it's a 4x6 organizer with divider tabs. And I will show you exactly how I've made these divider tabs. And we also have, alphabetized divider tabs. And these are great. I got this at Office Max, but you can get this on Amazon. And I also have a stacked line of 4x6 index cards, which I'll go over in a minute. And then also something that I added from the last time that I tried this that was really beneficial was additional dividers. I just have mine taped together on another index card just to kind of keep me sane. So, and you can write on that as well. But so what am I going to do with these? There are 3 sections and I will go over them with you. So the first section is going to be my warm market. So what is that? That is definitely something that is a very section that you're going to keep close to you. So these are people that I am really actively working with right now. I'm talking to about Plexus. I'm going back and forth with them. I've sent them samples. They've asked questions. I've reached out. Maybe they've liked or made a comment on my post. That's the section where you're going to put your warm market people, that sort of stuff. They haven't purchased yet, and maybe they haven't bought anything at all, but they're very close. Or if you don't know that they're close, those are the ones that I'm going to keep close. They're closer than the people I haven't talked to at all, right? So that's my warm market. There could be people in this section from 6 months ago, from a year ago. I just keep them there, especially ones that I've started conversations with. But that's where I keep them there so that I can keep my mind here. And I'm constantly adding to this section, to my warm market, because I'm constantly reaching out. If people are liking posts, or if I send a sample to them, they're going to go in my warm market tab. These are just people at some point in time that we had a conversation with about Plexus. And then I have my ambassador section. So my ambassador section, these are all of my level ones that I have personally sponsored. They're going to go in my ambassador section. And as you guys continue going, I mean, it takes time to build that up. And as you continue going, you're going to keep adding them. You know, once you sponsor a personally level 1 ambassador, you're going to put them on a card. Each person has their own card, and you'll put them in this. I like the card because I like to take them out. I like to flip through them. That's why I don't prefer the notebook section or the notebook way or the Excel way, because this is just the kind that works for me. And I can take my pen and go through and write notes on them. So what am I doing with the ambassador section? These are people that are ordering consistently, people that are active, and maybe ambassadors that aren't ordering consistently, but they're still ordering. So I'm going to stay in communication with them. So these are level 1s that I've signed in the last 4.5 years, and I'm following up with them and staying in communication, because these ambassadors, they're just as important to me as my customers, as my warm market, the people that I'm following up with. So I will go through the ambassador section, and what I'll do is I will reach out to them individually to see if they need help or support. Love on them. Sometimes it's just as important to reach out as a friend to just say, you know, how are you? How are things going? It does not have to be about Plexus all the time at all. And if it's a business builder also, reach out to them. How's it going? Is there something that I can help you with? Is there something I can do for you? I'm just checking in on you. Are you still loving the product? So constantly engaging and asking questions. And you definitely need to be following up and loving on your level 1s and giving them the attention that they need. And it may not be once a week. It may not be once a month. For some of you that have business builders on your team, you know, it might be daily that you're talking with them because they constantly have questions. And that's a really, really great thing. But some of your runners, you may work with more on a daily basis. And the reason that I have this, I'm going to be honest, it's sometimes as you grow your team and as you have a lot of different personalities and a lot of different people needing different things from you, and you want to be able to give the way that you want to give, right? I sometimes, the ones that are quiet or the ones that might not participate on the team page or might not ask any questions, sometimes you just don't realize how long it's been since you have talked to them. Because, you know, for me, like maybe sometimes I'm spending more time on team members that have more questions or ones that are ready to run or needing more support. And I get caught up in helping people that are asking the questions. And I still need to keep it top of mind that I need to spend time checking in on the quiet ones too, because they still need my time and attention, and they definitely deserve that, because every person that runs with you, every person that joins you, that orders from you, they've done it because they trust you. And so we want to make sure that the following up and checking in is the key, really important thing. So after the warm tab and the ambassadors tab, I have my customers tab. These are all of my active customers. Every person, I go through and make a card for every single person on my customer list. I write down their customer number, the date they ordered, what they ordered, you know, maybe when I followed up with them. And that's really what's good with the index cards as well, because you can just keep on making notes and checking in with friends to make sure that everything was good with their order. If we have customers that are maybe just confused with how to take things, you know, you just want to cover all bases. And the customers are some of the best that upgrade to be the best ambassadors. And the customers are really what it's all about, and how we are continuing to share the love and get referrals and put, you know, just help them with that health and happiness piece that they've trusted you with. And then there's the alphabetical section here, you guys. So these are potentials that I have not yet reached out to, but it's on my intention so that I can love on them, so that they can hopefully eventually become a customer or an ambassador. So for example, like under my A. And I do it by first names. I have my friend Anna, who I have not yet reached out to. So she's under my A. So like anybody with the first name A will go in that, and so on through the alphabet. So each section is divided. We put them in here. So this is a great area to put when you are making your Franks list, going through your Facebook friends list, Instagram, all the social groups that you may be in, your dream teamers list. Write those names down, make a card for each person, and put them in the appropriate section. And the goal, like what I will do, it doesn't have to be about Plexus. Reach out to them and strike up a conversation and develop a relationship, or continue a relationship maybe that you have for someone. This is a really great way to build and keep on building your network and have that trust and widening as well, but also about, this business is all about connecting the dots and building relationships. So these reach outs in this alphabetized section does not have to be about Plexus. Maybe you see someone that took a trip to Greece or something, and you're saying, you reach out and say, hey, that looked like such a fun trip. What was your favorite part? I would love to go there in the future. Just something, an intention about developing relationships with people, because that's what's going to fill our heart. It's going to want us to, have that purpose to keep on keeping on and make us happy and fulfill us. So relationships are super important, and to make sure that you aren't just, when you're putting stuff out there, even on through social media, that we're not just take, that we are giving. And if we're posting and expecting people to comment and like, we want to be interactive as well. And while it's great to put us, all the things out there on social media, we want to make sure that we're also giving back and engaging and communicating and pouring into others too. It doesn't mean that you're just messaging these people in the alphabetical order list, but it could mean maybe you go and decide, okay, today I'm going to focus on the A letter, all the people in my letter A, like the names that start with an A that I've put in here. Maybe it's reaching out to them, checking their Facebook profile to see what they've been up to lately. Comment, send a message. It does not have to be Plexus related at all. But if there is a challenge coming up, like our team does 7-day challenges every month, you may have that, go back and reach out to friends and check with them and say, hey, Anna, I don't know if you've seen me post about Plexus, but I am loving this new pink drink. Let me send you a sample. Love your, what's your address? Or, hey, I don't know if you've seen me post about Joyome, this 2-step skin serum process. And then you can follow up with like, have you ever felt so confident in your skin where you don't have to go out wearing makeup? And then if you have a before and after, you can send them that. So it's just ways to build interest. You can ask them if they're interested in joining our group to try it out, or if you want to sample. But the key here is that you're just building the relationship. You're being genuine. You're being authentic. You're thinking about them when it comes time to have a challenge, when it comes time to have a group, when it comes time to figure out who am I going to send a sample to this week. That's where this all comes in. Or maybe if you have an online event coming up, reach out and say, hey, would you be interested in getting into this challenge? It's super fun. I would love for you to try it out. What's your address? I'd love to send you a sample so you can kind of check out to see what I've fallen in love with. And maybe even just to assure that they want to participate, put that positive spin. What's your address? Here we go. I like to do that also for friends, sometimes that have birthdays, or sometimes as a pay it forward. I like to just pop on and send a motivational quote or an inspirational quote, or just say something like, you crossed my mind today. Would love to, thank you for helping me smile. Something, any type of inspiration or motivation. Doesn't have to be that cheesy, but what's your address? You're getting a sample of my gut health beauty beverage or my mom fuel. Like all of us, if any of us have kiddos, we know how tiring and exhausting that it can be, especially like our pre-Plexus, like how tired we were. Reach out to people, maybe in a mom group, or reach out to someone or someone that just crosses your mind, and then put them in this list. And then once maybe you have reached out to them and sent them a sample, then they move from the alphabetized list to your warm market list. So I don't know where that one goes. I will put that right back here. So, it's all about developing relationships. So that's really what the alphabetized section is about: messaging, reaching out, developing relationships. So these people in this box are people that I care about. I want to see them be the happiest and healthiest that they can be. And I believe that these products can truly, truly help them. It's a part of my why. I know we always try to dig deep and talk about our whys and why our whys are always changing, but my why has always been, you know, in the beginning of, obviously I had my blinders on, it was my health, but as this door opened and this vision came, my why has changed into helping other people, inspiring other people, making other people feel good, like bringing a smile to their face and bringing something positive to their day. And if it's nothing more than going through here and sending someone a positive message that you have an organized system already you can do that with, you're going to bring some positivity to somebody's day and into somebody's life. And that's a really, really good thing, especially when we're building relationships. So what we don't want to look at this as targeting people, as going after these people. That's not what this is about at all. This is just about like a love box. We can call it a love box. We're going to stay in this box and love on these people and bring them a gift that has absolutely changed our lives, whether that's product driven or opportunity driven, the income potential that it can bring. So if we just spend 30 or 60 minutes here with these people, we can make a positive impact on their life and then a positive impact on our life. But I challenge you guys to create your own box, whether it be one of these. Like I was wanting to go and get a new system like this, kind of when I revisited the old, and not a lot of places still have like the old card index file, but Office Max, Amazon, all of those types of different places is. But I challenge you to create your own. I like the card system. I like taking the cards out. I think it's really, you know, if you are going to like go to pick up your kiddo at the bus line, or if you're going to go get your oil change, like you can grab an entire section. You're like, okay, I'm going to grab my warm market section, my warm section, and put it in a baggie. And then you can work on it that way. You don't have to lug this around, but take a section out, put it in a Ziploc bag, work through it that way. But it's convenient, it's easy, it's simple. Stay in the box, commit. Consistency is really, you guys, where it's at. This is not something where you want to like create this and then maybe go and visit this once every couple weeks or even once a week. You want to work through this and you want to keep adding to it. And this is where you want to spend like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever have you, but you'll know and you can keep moving things around. And along with your IPA sheets, it's going to be really helpful for you to keep adding things to this. So, you know, I think that it's really important for a lot of our time is going to be spent with trainings and self-development and different things of that sort. But the bulk of our time, the really important part of our time is going to be in this box, because this is what matters. The relationship part of this is all that matters. And this is what's going to really kind of take us to the next level. And you are consistent with what you're doing in here. And I promise you that you will be consistent with what you're getting back. And you won't be having that struggle of just scrolling through Facebook and trying to figure out who to reach out to. It's going to be a little time consuming to create this, but I promise you that it's worth it. And you will take all of your pieces of paper or whatever organized system that you have. And I'm not saying this is the only way or the best way. This is just the way that works for me. And I think that I've tried a lot of different ways over the last 4 years. And when you find your way, then that's perfect. But if you have not yet found a way, I would encourage you to give this a try, because it is definitely simple, easy, and intentional. So that is my little box system. Does everyone, I'm not unmute you guys. Hold on 1 second. Do you guys have you guys tried this before? Or do you guys have another way that has been working for you? Or do you think that this is something that you guys could manage? Because I would love to hear other systems or other things that you guys have tried as well. Or maybe if there's something that excites you about this.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the box.
Good. Stay in that box, Annette. I love it. Yeah. Are you guys kind of finding yourself like all over the place with Post-it notes and with messages? Like, I wish there was a way in Messenger where you can kind of like go and save, or categorizes in sections, or there's like a keyword search, and there's nothing. I mean, that's the hardest part. So I think that if you keep anything in your purse, like index cards, so that you can write them down and put them in a baggie, and then when you get home that day, like I just feel like it's super simple and it's all contained into one area.
Yeah, I've always used the notebook method and it's terrible.
That doesn't work for you?
No. And then when we do those like IPA challenges and I print off all the sheets, I lose them, or there's just stacks of them all over my house, and I haven't found a system yet. I know one time Ruth talked about, like, if she reached out to somebody, then she would like file it into another section for like a month from that day. Like, she had a super organized way, and I was like, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But I never did it. I end up just scrolling back through Messenger and trying to figure out like who I've talked to that month, and it's terrible.
Yeah. My when I went back to this, I think it was the day where I had like somebody's credit card information on a Post-it note on my floor, like of my car. And I was kind of like, I'm like, something has to, and you think you're good and you're like, oh, I'll remember where that is and I'll remember to go do it. And I mean, you could really essentially make any section that you want, like 7-day challenge participants, like past participants, rather than, you're not going to remember everything that happened or that people that you've talked to or sent a sample to like all the time. But even the sample, ones you've sent samples to, maybe you can follow back up and, so it's just, all creative, all in this thing. And I can post the Andrea Mitchell video too, because that's really what sparked me way back then. And it worked. And I think that I just got busy and Post-it notes were easier at the time. So I really want to stay consistent with this. And I think that will help me personally, but hopefully that system kind of helps you guys too.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is Katie? Oh, I didn't even see Katie. Hi, Katie. I didn't even see her on here. Do you guys have any other questions or anything that that I didn't think of that you think of like section wise or something that would work in here?
Hey Nicole, this is Katie Keelish. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hi.
Hi. Hey, so something I was thinking about when you were talking about the box. You know how they make those little coupon, like little accordion folder things, like a little coupon thing that's like smaller. Because it's flatter. That's like something that popped in my head that I think I might go get one of those and use that.
Awesome. If you do, will you take a picture of it and post it on the page? Great. No, I think that, and it's totally the same concept. I think that's awesome. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. And Gina. Yeah. I'll post this recording. So in case, I know I talk fast to try to be respectful of your time to kind of make it less than 30 minutes. So I'll post the recording on our leaders page and on our big team page. But yeah, feel free to go back and watch and really make it a goal. Make it a goal for you guys to create your own box or your own system this week and see kind of where that takes you and how that starts looking. Because I think that you'll be motivated to keep adding index cards of each person in different sections. And then once you build that up, you might be like, oh my gosh, rather than thinking like, who am I going to reach out to today? It might switch and be like, oh my gosh, I only have 15 minutes and I have all these people to reach out to. So it might do that entire shift of your IPA. Well, thank you guys so much for jumping on. And I'm going to do a drawing. I have all your names written down. So I'm going to do a drawing of, I have another box with index cards and all of that fun jazz. So I'm going to do a drawing and send out a free one for a lucky winner.
Thank you, Nicole.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.